let's talk about the NBA free agency and NBA trades and contracts that came off this offseason. I'm gonna summarize the biggest ones here, and then we're gonna give our opinion on it. One of the trades that occurred is Utah traded for John Collins from the Atlanta Hawks. Also, Porzingis was traded from the Washington Wizards to the Celtics, and recently he was given a 2-year, $60 million contract extension. So the Celtics want him there, right? Memphis also got Marcus Smart in the trade for Porzingis in the 3-team trade. Also, Bradley Beal, finally, as I said, it's been too long. Actually now is with the Suns in a trade. So now in Phoenix we have KD, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. Chris Paul was moved to Washington and now is with the Warriors. Jordan Poole is now with Washington Wizards as part of the Chris Paul trade. Jeremy Grant was given a 5-year extension for $160 million. Congratulations, young man. With Portland Trailblazers. That was before he knew Lillard would be like, I'm out of here at some point.
He gets to be part of the rebuild.
Yes. Fred VanVleet hit it big, and I'm happy for him. This was an undrafted guy out of the University of Wichita, underrated, played super well in college, so I'm happy for him. NBA champion, and a 3-year, $130 million ching. Money.
That's good money.
Coming for him. Also, Kyrie Irving got a 3-year extension for $120 million to stay with the Dallas Mavericks. I guess they had no choice. They've spent and invested.
But I like that one though with Dallas because he was eligible for like ridiculous like $50 million a year.
It was a bargain.
Right? Yeah, so I like them, not giving him everything. So it was
managing the risk.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because they could meet somewhere in the middle where they're not giving him like 5 years or 4 years. I think you could only get like 4 or 5 years
or something like that, an extension.
Yeah, I think
it's kind of met in the. I don't think it was a crazy deal, but he got paid.
That's fair. I think it was fair.
Yeah, and the team decent risk. I wouldn't give him that. I think Kyrie Irving is ready to become a philanthropist. Draymond Green got a 4-year, $100 million contract. Congrats to him.
Still with the Warriors.
With the Warriors. They value him over there. He puts in the work. Cam Johnson for Brooklyn got 4 years, $95 million. Middleton resigned for Milwaukee at 3 years, $93 million. Kyle Kuzma cashed in. Been moving around, but he keeps sticking around. 4 years, $90 million.
Yeah.
Dillon Brooks, surprisingly to me, got 4 years, $80 million from the Houston Rockets. In my opinion, that might be an interesting signing, but somebody needs that kind of level of intensity, and Houston needs it.
Yeah, I feel like playing for like Ime Udoka, like with the Houston.
That might work.
I think that works.
Might work.
I think it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Max Strus got 4 years, $63 million from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves got 4 years, $53 million from the Lakers. Yeah. And Westbrook resigned with the LA Clippers for 2 years, $7.8 million with a second year for a player option.
Yeah.
So looking at all those major moves, anyone stand out to you? Anyone you're looking at to be like, these ones might be very impactful to how next season goes?
Yeah, for me, I just like the Bucks.
Resigning Middleton?
Yeah, I feel like just keeping the team, like resigning Lopez and like Middleton, right? For me, I think that there's something about running it back, right? Like you see the way the Boston Celtics have gone, where I feel like they've gotten rid of their core a little bit, where
Marcus Smart
is gone, Grant Williams is gone,
yeah,
right, and now bringing Porzingis, so I feel like you're losing a bit of your identity with that. With the Bucks, I really like them keeping like that core. So having Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brook Lopez, and that's how they won the championship.
That's
right?
A strong.
For me, I think that is the best. Like just run it back, keep the same core. Let's do it again. Now we have a new coach. You still have arguably the best player in the league in Giannis. Why not? So I feel like for me, I just like that continuity. Keeping the same guys. And then, running it back again.
Oh, yeah. I would say that was interesting. The one that actually, a few that stood out to me that I'll be looking out for is the Bradley Beal to the Suns.
Oh, yeah.
Creating a big three over there.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Also, I'm looking at the Porzingis to Celtics. Does that improve their bigs play? Now they have Porzingis and Robert Williams.
Yeah, so
That's an
that's good.
interesting
That's good
big
rim
tandem.
protection. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
rim
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
protection. One can stretch out the floor, doesn't really need to clog the paint.
Exactly.
I'm curious to see how that plays out. That might be a very smart move. We just haven't seen it play out at the
Well,
moment.
let's hope that he's not injured, right? Because he has like a bit of an injury history with him too. So
Yes, he
yeah,
has a bit of an injury, but last year he managed to stay very productive and healthy for the
but
Washington.
but they didn't make it to the playoffs. So
Yeah,
that's where
not
it gets
playing a lot.
intense.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That would be interesting. I just think that that big tandem would be, if they can stay healthy, that might be a troubling
another
big.
thing too with the Celtics is like his what's his face Brown. Is Brown going to get his max extension? Are they going to move him?
That would be interesting.
Like I feel like there's a
Well,
bit of a
Summer
story
is still
there
here,
as well.
so
Yeah.
yeah, that would be interesting. Also, Cleveland getting Max Strus, getting a shooter. They were really poor and bad shooting the ball
Oh
last year.
yeah.
Marcus Smart going to Memphis. Would that bring an adult in the room
Oh
in
yeah, I feel so. Like
Memphis?
yeah, that's a good like presence to have in your locker room, right? Like somebody that I feel like can hold your best player that is
Accountable.
yeah accountable to a
And he
certain
proves it.
extent.
He's a
Yeah,
former defensive player of the year, so
exactly.
he's not just coming
You
to
know, and
talk.
they call them what Grind City. Is that what they call them?
I
So
know.
yeah, like I feel like
We'll
that makes
see.
sense for them.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And also the Chris Paul in Warriors, how that works. Would Chris Paul come off the bench?
Yeah, for me, I put that one as one of the worst moves, like getting Chris Paul, because like we all know, Chris Paul is older now. He has this injury history where, like in the postseason, he's almost always injured, right? So now we know that coming into the season, like I guess the idea for him is he plays with the second unit, cut
Yeah.
down on the turnovers. That makes sense. But like the offense, they run like the Warriors, they run like a quick transition offense.
Yeah.
But so how does he play with Steph? If Steph is on the floor, like say in the fourth quarter to close the game out, are we having CP in the game? Are we having Steph?
That's
Like,
intriguing to me.
yeah. So
And
for
there's
me,
Wiggins still there.
exactly. So basketball wise, I feel like it was like I put it as the worst move that I saw.
So
like,
that would be
it
your
doesn't make
worst move?
sense. Yeah.
And what would be your best move of the offseason?
Yeah, for me, like I said, the Bucks, man, keeping their core team, like
That would be your
easily.
best
Yeah,
move.
but another thing with the Warriors now is like it could be a genius move bringing in Chris Paul because that's an expiring contract, right?
Yeah.
So you bring him in, and then you know that
You get
even
cap
midway
space.
through, you can even like maybe just pay him off
Cut
and
it
like
off.
yeah, exactly. So it could be good, like just getting rid of that Jordan Poole contract, right? Because now I know with with the new CBA that kicks in like this season, it makes it really hard for teams to get like the big three, like
Or
super.
four,
Yeah, because like the way they put it, like the luxury taxes you have to pay now will be ridiculous.
Especially when it's your second time, when it's a second kick.
Exactly. So like teams are trying to like walk around that. So I think even the Warriors having to extend Draymond. I know like Klay Thompson is coming up to extend, so I feel like they like wiggle room to work with. So I think that's why they brought in Chris Paul just for that contract. Contractually, it makes sense. If you move him, like you have like room, like there's cap space right there. You can, make it work again. Get to keep Clay. So it is the best and worst move. Like basketball and like financial wise, like it's like opposite. Like yeah.
I'm just curious. I think that's for me. I wouldn't say best or worst move. That's the most intriguing move and how it plays out over the course of the season, and then we'll see how all of that goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the CP playing with playing with Steph and Clay. It's. I don't know. It will be very interesting to see how
I'm
they
curious.
all play together.
Like, really, that's for me. I'm really intrigued with how that would go.